Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Mogul in the making, Jay, or according to the government, Jasmine, and I'm back with another video. It is a tips for moving out at 22 in California into an $1,800 a month apartment. If you're interested in listening in to tips that I have for first time people who want to move out, or your second time, third time, or this is the first time that you're moving out since college, then keep watching my video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, come on, it helps me in the YouTube algorithm. And also comment. Let's start having conversations about where you are at in life. What are you doing? How are you? Let me know. I'm actually interested. And keep on watching. So I wrote these things down because I really wanted to get to the point and make sure that I got everything. So I think I've got about 13 things to consider. There might be sub-points and weird tricks and twists and things as I go, go down. The first part to this is that moving is expensive, and you should understand this as a process and not an overnight situation. I think a lot of times people might think that, wanna move, gonna move. Wanna do it, gonna do it next week. No. Do not take on the big task, the monumental one of moving and do it rushed, because you will end up regretting it for a series of reasons. It could be that you didn't find the best apartment for you, or that there were better deals and times to be getting an apartment in different seasons. Who you thought that you were going to move out with didn't end up being a good roommate. You didn't really assess that and think about how that could be in the long term. And so, or your income and finances can, really shift and change. And now you're stuck with an apartment and a lease that you have to keep on paying into, or break and pay a lot and end up in a lot of debt. So it's not an overnight situation. It's a process. You need to plan. You need to plan. I've got a video up that I put out most recently about planning and thinking and why, moving can still be an opportunity during these times. Number 2 is know why you're moving. Let there be a purpose. For me, my purpose is that I have outgrown the space that I am in. I graduated last year from the University of Oklahoma. No go Sooners, none of that shit over here. But I did, and I've been living with my aunt for the past 8 months after working the summer and getting a job once I moved back to California. And I have been saving. She did charge me a little small part of rent, and I do have other expenses, student loans and other life expenses that are essential that I do pay into, but I was able to save money. But part of that was that I was learning and growing to understand who I am, what I'm doing, and I found myself, when I have put myself in a position where I need to branch out. I need to expand opportunities that I have made for myself, and that I can't do that in one room. And I am a person that I need space, and I need my own situation in order to thrive. And I have been steadfast and know, and I feel that it is the time for me to move out and to really begin to build my enterprise, build Mogul in the Making JHQ. Number 3 is evaluate your budget and move from there. What are your current expenses? Are those going to be constant when you move? If so, are there changes being made? So let's look up the subscription costs of Netflix, Hulu, Spotify, any other apps that you pay monthly into, a car payment, insurance, food, all these things that when you eat out, like all these things are costs that you spend on monthly. And if you are not someone who tracks your expenses, you should not be moving. Nope. If you are someone who just kind of looks at your account and are surprised by how much money is in your account, you should not be somebody who is taking on the big commitment of being locked into a lease. You need to know how much money you are spending, but you need to know what your expenses are and if they are sustainable in an environment where you now have a lease. And so are your current expenses something that you can maintain in addition to paying rent? If your answer is yes, great. Maybe even start limiting out more so that you can optimize your savings. I have Mobile Monday series where I talk about savings and investments and things like that, so check that out on my channel. But keep that in mind, like we shouldn't be renting for life. We should be renting to save, to own later on, to put ourselves in better opportunities. Number 4 is to scope out the areas you want to live in and see what prices are and set up reasonable expectations. So to the first part, you can use apps like apartment.com, Apartment Finder, Zillow, Trulia, Facebook Marketplace, other Facebook groups that are designated for finding renters and finding roommates. A lot of those exist. Something that is really slept on is Craigslist. Now, did I use that? No, but is it something that is possible? Yes. The other part to that was living your means, have reasonable expectations. If you are making $400 a month and you are trying to have a walk-in closet, hardwood floors, and all the like that you see on YouTube and you see your favorite celebrities having, you do not have a reasonable expectation. I can tell you right now that that salary is not going to give you that. And if moving is really important to you, you could understand what I'm saying in 2 different ways. Either 1, make more money, save more, and get the apartment that you think that that you want to have, or that the purpose and why you are moving and where you are at and how you are moving and what you are providing opportunities for yourself are, and that you need to move out. Look at what you're making. Be realistic in the wants that you have for your apartment. Have your necessities, but understand what your wants are. I'm gonna be honest, wants of the hardwood floors, walk-in closets, those are wants. For me, in the Bay Area, you will learn that $1,800 doesn't get you much. And when I do my apartment tour and things like that, you're gonna see what I get. And I'm very blessed and honored to be able to stay and afford where I will be living. But I don't have hardwood floors. My appliances are not all updated. I don't have the scenic view, but it's a good first place and I'm proud of it and I'm excited to move in, but have reasonable expectations that are not gaslit by all of the stuff that you see on YouTube for what you need to have, because most of us in America don't live like that. And a lot of your favorites only show pictures of their patio that they stay in, so that you don't see the reality of where they live. You just see a lit photo. Let's choose something in your means. I already said that. Choose something in your means. You should not be renting to survive. You should not be at the end of the month, once you pay your rent, you pay your utilities and all that good stuff, having $5 left. No. You are not living in your means. You are creating poverty for yourself. You are creating a problem. Number 6 is, how much money should I save, Jasmine? Like, how much? I see people give answers to this. They're like, they give you some arbitrary number that they think works, and I don't think that's helpful for a few reasons. One is that it depends on where you are moving, where you currently live, and what your income is and salary. And so for me, when I said $1,800, that should make some of y'all's ears quake, because for a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment that's 800 square feet in California, $1,800 is on like the whoa, you got a deal moment. But if you were in Atlanta, $1,800 could get you some Champs-Élysées moments, can get you some really nice apartments. That apartment that you see in the Atlanta with the sky rise and all that wonderful stuff, that puts you closer in the what $1,800 could get you. That ain't what I'm getting over here. I promise you right now, that's not what it is over here. It is slightly above your grandma's house, you know, but like blessed, because grandma's house is lit. Grandma's house is like, we gotta eat really good and get cared for and feel special when we leave, right? So in terms of saving and knowing how much you should, I would say that it should be percentage based. No more than a third or 33 with the over it for continuous 3.3 of your percent of your income should go towards rent. And so for me, that is the case. Only a third of my income goes towards rent. I'm blessed to be in a position to say that. And I'm, you know, like I said, I'm creating more opportunities, y'all. I'm grinding, I'm working, I'm building businesses, and I'm doing some stuff. So, look out for me. So it's coming. I'm building, I'm growing, I'm learning. And so no more than a third of your income. So do you make the money for the apartment that you found? And it's only a third of that. If your answer is yes, we're here. That most apartments require for your yearly salary to be on average 2 to 2.5 to 3 times worth the rent. So keep that in mind during the application process, because they're going to want you to provide proof of your income that you do indeed make that amount of money. But how much should you save? I would say that you should be able to have 3 parts of your rent, so 3 months worth of your rent ready to go. Like that should be in your account just to pay for rent. Now, whatever that number is, you also need to have money for your moving costs. And when I say that the moving process is ridiculously expensive and how much money I am about to drop and lose for it, I think that given, like, I'm moving across state. I live in California now, but my stuff is in Oklahoma. I, just on getting my things here, am going to spend $2,000. Just to get my stuff here, $2,000. Right? Ridiculous. So you need to have money set aside for moving costs, for the miscellaneous to getting you into the apartment. I'm not talking about the things that go in the apartment. I'm not talking about your vanity mirror, your vanity mirrors, your clear plexi desk. I'm not talking about any of that stuff. I'm talking about getting the things that you do have into your home and paying those fees. And the other fees that I'm going to talk about a little later on, I guess I'm talking about a little bit now, but that money should be what you save. That should be what's in your pocket. Moving costs, moving fees. So you should be looking at moving across state. How much a mover's going to cost? How much is it going to cost to ship things? How much? Like, you should be looking at that and adding that into your savings account for moving out, and not just, I got 3 months of rent, I'm gonna dip into that 3 months to pay for my moving costs. Don't do it. Satan said, come on. But God said no, and I said, hallelujah. Like, you need to be a part of this. Come on now, listen. I'm giving you gems. But moving is expensive. So the number 8 or 9, I don't know what number I'm on, is that across state moving is ridiculous. You gotta think about costs, or moving costs with like via drivers, pods, mailing. I am going to be using a pod service, so pods, and that costs $1,800. And on top of that, I'm not in Oklahoma, I'm not going to Oklahoma, so how am I getting the things out of my public storage unit? I'm having a friend open the lock, so I had to mail a key for her to open a lock. For me to hire a moving service to come through and open it, put it in their truck to take it to the pod facility. I gotta pay the movers to take it to the pod facility, to have it locked back up, sent to me, pay other movers in Hayward to bring it to the apartment. Are you seeing how these numbers begin to get ridiculous? If you're moving from a shorter distance, you don't have to think your cost will be a little less here. You might still do movers, or you're doing U-Haul. I like movers. They put the shit back into your home and like and put things together. I don't want to do that. No sir, not here, not I. Look at my dainty shoulders. Kidding. I'm built like a but like, you know what I mean? It gets expensive. So keep those things in mind. Don't go into this thinking $200 and I'm going done. Ready? As a security deposit, depending on how much your rent is and what your credit is, this is going to determine how much your security deposit is. Sometimes they'll have just like a lump sum, generic, universal, what the security deposit is for the apartment. That'll be stated on the website, but sometimes they will change that based upon when they find out what your either credit score is and income. Before you get approved to even finish the process of applying for the apartment. So for me, my security deposit, just the general one that they have all tenants pay, was $600. I'm just like, okay, take my money. I don't want it anymore. Like, money's so out of style. $600. Application fee was $34. And I'm moving in on the 1st, so I don't have to pay prorated rent. But if you are not moving in on the 1st of the month into your apartment complex, and let's say you were to move in on the 20th, you are going to pay prorated rent. So when you move in that day, you want to give the apartment people the money between the 20th and the 1st, because that is what is owed for the rest of that month. So keep that in mind when you're picking times and when to move. I always suggest the beginning of the month because it means that you pay that rent and then you get the full month and then you pay again instead of right when you move paying for the days that you will be there for and not having time to kind of get yourself together. Our pet deposit, if you have a pet, you gotta pay money for that. Usually it's not monthly, it's usually just like one lump sum. You got to think about additional charges that are not associated with your rent. So renter's insurance, they're going to require that you prove that you have this. A lot of apartment websites will be linked when you are doing the application process. We'll have it linked in where you can choose from plans. You can choose your own. I'm doing eRenters. You got to think about utilities. Ours is PG&E, but how apartments usually do it is allocation based. And I can get more into like the nuances of this if y'all are interested, but just external things that are not just the rent, Wi-Fi, all these expenses. Look in the area and see how much general utilities do cost. I urge y'all a lot. And also look into stipend programs for where your income lies, because there are grants that are given to help you pay a lower fee for certain utilities. So yeah, next is, I've given up the numbers, y'all. I'm sorry, oopsie. The next is that apartments require for you to be approved via credit. Credit is king. If you do not have credit, your life is going to be a lot harder when it comes to the moving process, a lot harder when it comes to, buying anything that you do not have the, full amount of money to purchase. And so during the time of planning and, setting goals, I waited 8 months, I waited a year to move, is working on your credit. I have a good credit score. We can talk about ways to increase. I think mine is like a 790 right now, so I'm doing pretty well, and I can give you some strategies for increasing your credit if y'all are interested. But build your credit while you are planning to move, because apartments are going to use that to determine whether or not you get even approved to finish the process for applying to stay in the unit. Another is proof of identity. You can show a passport, or ID, or some other form that authenticates that you are who you say you are, as well as, good credit, or if you don't have good credit, co-signer, mom, dad, family member, someone who does have good credit, to say that if you are unable to pay the rent, this person now becomes obligated to deal with that hit and to help you pay. So keep that in mind. Or they might do something where they'll say, give me 3 months or 4 months of rent off top, and then I'll let you stay here. So they might have you just pay a lot more money up front because they can't trust that you are a good bet when it comes to spending. The last few things, or the last thing is, and this is important, I want y'all to look at my beautiful face while I look into your proverbial beautiful face through my screen. Do not buy everything all at once. I see these apartment hauls on YouTube and they quite frankly don't make a lot of sense to me. Now the essentials make sense. Like you're gonna need a rag, you're gonna need a towel, you're gonna need some tissue, you're gonna need food, you're gonna need, you know, a place to lay your head. But a lot of the decorative stuff, even a couch, even a TV, if I'm being frank, a lot of us are using iPads, our computers, and our phones. A lot of the additional decorative, non-essential things are not what you should be prioritizing in your move, and not what you should buy immediately when you move in, or just, it's not. And like, I know I'm gonna get some heat for this because people like say, well, if you do it over a few months, then you'll be able to save that money you were gonna spend to go towards getting you closer to your renting goals. You get quicker, you get to save that money quicker, or have more money in your savings to go for crisis planning. And then once you move in and you trickle in and buy things for your apartment, you, one, have a better savings. You, two, are more prepared for being a renter with an apartment with less stress of like if things were to pass and you're no longer making the money that you were previously. You won't be as effective because you have more money in your savings to take that hit. And so trickle in the nice things. And y'all are gonna see that during my apartment moving in series, is that I'm not gonna have everything. I do have a good amount of things because I am moving things from when I did live in an apartment in Oklahoma. So I'm not starting from zero. I'm getting rid of a few things because I'm a whole new bitch. And so I need new things for the new mogul in the making that I am trying to, not trying, that I am being. But that does not mean that I am buying everything all at once. Nope, not I, not she. I'm buying everything on a credit card. We can talk about that though. Different video about how to strategically use credit cards to make life better, especially during these times. And so that's really all that I have for y'all for this video. I want to thank y'all so much for checking in, clicking on my video, giving it a chance. And if you found this to be even slightly helpful, leave me a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and let me know your thoughts. Are y'all moving? Are you hesitant to? What are your concerns about moving? And let's have that dialogue. I am always ready to have a comment section. So yeah, y'all, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for coming over, and I hope that y'all have a wonderful rest of your day.